Hey guys, so today I want to talk about looking within. There have been certain discussions as of late that have come up and have made me start thinking about certain areas of not only my life but life in general. One message that I ended up getting was an individual was asking me for basically my opinion and help on understanding certain areas of their life, and mentioned at the end of it that they don't have any friends and if I could help them. I didn't reply as honestly as I could. I do not personally know this individual. And then there was a discussion that was made on my Facebook page, and this particular individual, he knows who he is, had mentioned about how people can be very harsh. They come across very, very harshly. They basically verbally assault other individuals and basically make people cry. They're hurting their feelings and have absolutely no respect, no disregard for that individual that they are verbally attacking. And I brought up karma. People treat other people like shit, and then when their life goes to shit, they're bitching, moping, and whining, saying, why is this happening to me? Why me? And they don't acknowledge the fact of maybe how they treat other people, they are getting that in return. It's kind of like that old saying, what goes around comes around. Well, it's the same law of karma. Not a lot of people believe in karma, but karma does exist. It is the universal justice. Now, karma is not necessarily always fair. And not just karma, just universal energies in general, but shit happens for a reason. I know this one particular individual that, sorry, my phone's ringing, that he was at his prime of his life. He knew who he was. He was proud of who he was. And then somewhere along the line, it faltered and he hit rock bottom. He was in his deepest, darkest hour. And me and him were basically going through the same shit, almost at the same time. But with me, I have always been a strong-willed person. Shit happens, I grieve, I cry, but in the end, I learn from it. I learn from my past. I analyze, pick through, not deeply analyzing, but it's like, where did I go wrong? What can I learn from this? And, I could fall from the highest peak, slam into the earth, lay there crying, hurt, but then I find my strength again, and I stand back up, I brush myself off, and I continue with that renewed strength that I have. And each time I fall, each time I rise again, I become stronger. And that is what continues to happen. And that is what is happening with this other particular individual. And, trying to say, why me, why is this happening, and everything else, you have to look within yourself. I mean, not everything's going to be all rainbow and sunshine. I'm trying to get my thoughts in order. I mean, not everything is going to be happy constantly, because, as it's been said many, many times by many different people, you need to have the bad times to appreciate the good times, and this is very fucking true. You have to be able to fall, you have to be able to land on your face, slam into the ground, in order to appreciate standing back up and walking with your head held high, saying, I survived. Now, there are those who their heart is pure, their intention is pure. Yes, they're not the most perfect person, but they strive to better themselves and others around them. They give love. And this is not directed toward any particular individual whatsoever, because there are many great people within this world. But there are also those great people who are going through the toughest times in their lives. And they may go, why me? If you cannot defeat yourself and get through your darkest time, whatever the case may be, you will never know your full potential. You will never fully appreciate yourself. Being able to accomplish that challenge directed at you, and being able to defeat that and overcome that, it brings out your full potential. And it awakens you. I know I'm rambling, but all this has to do with being able to look within yourself. It's kind of like the charge of the goddess. Know your seeking, yearning will avail you not unless I know the mystery. That for which you seek, you find not within, you will never find it without. Now, this is not just a lesson for those who worship goddess. It is not just for pagans, witches, Wiccans, whatever you wish to call yourself. It is for all walks of life. You need to be able to look within yourself in order to know what is going around you. If you treat other people like shit, you're going to get shit back. If you treat other people with love and respect, most of the time, not all the time, you'll receive that back. It's kind of modern experience, customer service. Yes, you're not always going to be nice and get nice back. You know, people are having fucked up days and they're just pissed off at the world. But most of the time, if you give them respect, if you're kind and you show them that even though you don't know them, you care about what's going on in their life, they will, their moment, maybe not their day, but that particular moment becomes brighter for them. Now, if you treat them like shit, and you got fucking attitude, and, you know, you're hitting the world within your own life, but you're bringing that into the workplace, they can feel that intensity. Anger and love are the most intense energies, the most palpable energies that you can create within yourself, and it pours out of your being, and people can feel it. And actually, it's very contagious because of the fact that you're radiating either this light or dark energy, and it will, if it's dark, it will infect them. If it's light, it will bless them. It's kind of that, you know, two sides of the coin type thing. But we as individuals, I know I'm working on this myself, we need to be able to look within ourselves in order to learn and grow. I mean, if you have a fucked up past, it's the past. You can't fix it. I don't have any regrets within my life. What they are for me, my fuck-ups, are lessons. I learn from them. It's like, okay, where did I screw up? And what can I do in the future in order to prevent this? Or what can I do in order to possibly fix it if I'm capable of doing so? If I'm not, I learn from it and I move on. Kind of like last year. Last year was the best and worst year of my fucking life. You know, I felt the intensity of love. And then I lost my job. My car broke down. Then I lost my job. And I wasn't able in order to get a job. I was scared. I was scared of branching out again. And then eventually it developed into me losing the person that I was in love with. Now, my life was unbalanced. As well as our relationship. It was unbalanced. But I have learned from it. And I have grown from that experience. That was one of my hardest falls that I have experienced so far. But I've picked myself up and I keep on moving on. I mean, after I lost my job and I would go into interviews, I would either be very pissed off or I'd be extremely nervous. Now, when I went for the interview for my current job, I went in there and it's like, you know what? I've hit rock bottom. What can I lose? What else can go wrong? And in my head, I have my voices talking to me going, nothing. And I picked myself up. I built up my strength within my core. And I had this strong confidence among me. Not cocky, but confidence. I had that strength. And I'm sitting there waiting. And I just have this confident smile on my face. Going, I will do this. They interviewed me. I was completely confident throughout the whole thing. I was myself. And along the line, I ended up getting the job. And I have had my bad days. There was one very bad day shortly after I started. And I broke down. And I hit rock bottom again. If I don't know people, I will not open myself up personally. And that day I did. I'm not proud of doing so because of the way that it came about, but at the same time, I'm not necessarily ashamed of it either. But I have renewed strength, I've learned from it, I've grown, and I've built up a tougher skin from what I experienced. And I've gotten to a point where I just brush it off like I used to before. But my breakdown had to do with everything that happened in the past. It just built up. But everyone needs to be able to look within themselves. If you don't have friends, and if you want friends, open yourself up. There was something that my ex had taught me, that instead of going through life standing like this, it kind of makes you intimidating, and it shows that you are closing yourself off. And I keep this in mind, that let your arms drop. That shows that you are open and receptive to other beings, and that you are welcoming. And that is something that I keep within my head. I'm walking through the store and I end up going like this, it's like, people are gonna, they're gonna seem like I am negative. So, what I do is, consciously, I drop my arms. And then it becomes a natural thing. I just keep my arms down to my side. Or in my pockets, or whatever. But it shows that I am open, receptive to people. Sorry, looking at the time. I'm kind of getting ready for work. But I was in the shower and I was thinking about this and everything that has been going on, and there's been a lot of fucking negativity lately. There was a shit ton of negativity the other night, and it just, God, it was fucking bad. I wonder to, like, if people are bickering and fighting and all this shit, I will sit in my corner and I will just let everybody else figure it out, mellow it out. People will get pissed off and storm off and whatever, or they will make peace. Well, I sit there and I don't really get involved. Unless I feel as though it's necessary. Kind of like in one of the Facebook groups that I am a part of, I saw a post where someone was introducing themselves and kind of giving a little bit of their background and whatnot. And instead of being welcomed, they were being, what's the term for it? They were being bashed for their beliefs and their thoughts and what they had researched. And this had happened a few days ago, and I'm just now reading the post and going down, and only one particular person actually welcomed this individual. And it's like, you know what, something needs to be fucking said, because this is pathetic. And so I type in, I'm like, no offense to anyone, but what type of fucking welcome is this shit? How about this? Hi, welcome to our group. One thing that, I know I'm going off on a rant and I don't give a shit, but one thing that pagans need to realize or remember is that we as individuals, as beings, are supposed to be open-hearted, open-minded, open soul to other individuals and welcome the differences within each other. And people, as of lately, have apparently fucking forgotten that. What the fuck, people? We are all different. No one's going to be the same. I don't give a shit what your beliefs are. You are still welcome within my mind. If you show up in a group, you have all these random, beliefs, and you're opening yourself up, and you're just explaining who you are. Welcome. You're different. You're unique. But then again, apparently we're fucking rare. But there has been a shit ton of fucking negativity going around, and everybody needs to fucking calm down, sit down, meditate, look within yourself. Fix the person you are within. Recognize your full potential. Stand up, raise your head up high, treat others with love and respect. Yes, you're not going to agree with everybody who comes across you or your path. But at least have that common decency and courtesy of giving them your respect. All of this shit that I have just rambled off and ranted has to do with looking within yourself. Because each individual has issues, and there may be times where they have treated others like shit, or they have done things that they are not proud of. But you know what? Anything that you have done, said, whatever, it is a lesson. Take it. Learn from it. Grow. If your life is full of positive, loving energy, appreciate that, because eventually you will be challenged. That is the way of life. That's how the universe works. Shit happens. That was my mother's line for when I told her that I lost my virginity. Shit happens. And it is something that I have carried with me, because you're not always going to be perfect. Life isn't always going to be perfect. Somewhere along the line, it's going to fuck up. But you need to be able to challenge it yourself. Challenge the challenge. Fight fire with fire. Pick yourself up. Hit rock bottom, pick yourself back up, brush yourself off, and go, I survived. Or maybe not as happy, but I survived. I know that that's what I do. And actually, my strength and confidence, back to that individual who is, who hit rock bottom. We were going through the same thing. Well, I had more strength than he did. He was in a very deep, dark place. But him seeing me, he's told me this, that he was thinking within his head, she's still going on. She's still moving. She's still pushing through. That's how I am. Not everybody has that particular strength, but I'm not always the strongest. I am not cocky within myself. But when it is necessary, I can be a very strong individual. And that is something that makes me proud of myself. No one knows my full potential, because I keep that to myself. No one knows. But just remember, look within yourself, meditate, think. It has taken me years in order to be able to look within myself. And actually, looking within myself, it has come symbolically through daydreams and whatnot. But from these, I grow, I learn, I become stronger. And it is through these thoughts I have recognized my full potential. And actually, I'm not even at my fullest yet. But I can be a very strong individual. Again, I've said this several times, but I need to go because of the time. Make up my coffee and go the fuck to work. But take time, look within. And those of you who are going through a tough time and disagreeing within the Pagan YouTube community, or throughout life, what the fuck ever, try to remember to respect each other. Respect is the main key within our spirituality. Acknowledge someone's differences. They are unique. Even if you disagree with them, they are human. Just remember that. Love and blessings.